Okay, hi everybody. This is Danra from Soul Illumination with Danra, and this is one of my Soul Sister Chats Celebrity Edition. Excuse me, I'm not really sure how I get to talk to this beautiful queen here because we kind of met by happenstance, but it turns out she is a very famous blues singer, and we will talk a little bit more about that. She was also recently on The Voice. And she became famous because she used her pendulum there. And she and I already knew each other, and we have been talking all the woo-woo things since
Yeah.
then. So this is a woo-woo podcast or YouTube. But I'd love for Carly to share whatever she wants. We've got all our toys here. We've got our oracles. We've got our tarot. We've got our dowsing rods. We've got our pendulum. So welcome, my dearest love, Carly Harvey. How are you?
I'm great. I'm fabulous. Thank you for having me. And you are like one of my favorite people. Don't tell anybody.
Aw.
Now we told everyone. 'Cause
All
but you are
right.
my favorite people. You just have a beautiful soul. And even like if we haven't like talked in like a couple of weeks, like you're just on my mind and I just feel good, positive energy from you. So
Oh, I love you so much. And I told Carvey that her album, Kamama, Kamama, Kamama.
Ooh, got my shirt.
I listen to that before I do any of my mediumship readings, and there's this native scat that's the first one, and I normally just like replay that. It gets me right there with the ancestors. Love it. Love it. Yeah. So, why don't you talk a little bit about where you live and what you're up to? And then I have a little picture slide of what we've been up to too, so then we can share a shared story.
Cool. Well, yeah, I've been actually staying put for a bit because right after I got off of the show, off of The Voice, I almost immediately went on like a nearly 2 month tour in France, which
Mhm.
was amazing. But it really like took me out of my element, out of my routine, and I'm trying to
Oh,
get my routine back, especially in my spiritual practice. Um, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of lecturing. I do lectures on the origin of blues and the Native American influence at that origin. And so most recently, I gave a lecture at the University of Mary Washington. And last month, this was kind of like a thing that fell into my lap. I love that. Like, yes, thank you, more, please. Um, but this one was one of the more prestigious conferences I gave my lecture at, and I don't even know how this happened, but the institution for the study, the international, sorry, what is it called? It's the International Association for the Study of Popular Music. That's a big
wow.
deal.
Big
Like,
deal.
yeah. And it's like, so where have you given your lecture? And I'm like, the conference for the,
Yeah, your pinky comes up when you say it, like, wow. Yeah.
well, yeah. And I'm like, Tufts University, MIT, and different like dance companies in Europe also. So I'm kind of like enjoying the part of my journey where I'm shifting into doing that more because I get to give of myself as a storyteller, as a teacher, and as a performer. So it includes performance as well, and kind of just accepting and surrendering to that process. And it's been great so far. So, yeah.
You said that you're not sure how that happened. I know exactly how it happened. I've seen you on stage. I feel your stories. Every time Carly sings, I put on the stink face. We call it the stink face, right? Like if you look at me in the crowd, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it is like
I,
going straight into my heart and ripping me open. Like, oh, I love it. It's my
you,
favorite kind of music.
you
So,
have the best stank face. I need someone to like get a picture of you like
pull me up.
in the corner with.
Yeah, like I freeze. All look, just thinking about it made all the hairs on my arms stand up. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm not surprised when you hold a stage that your stories would have the same effect on people and your deep knowing, your connection to spirit, I think just enhances that, all of that. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, can I brag on you a little more?
Of
Carly,
course, I love it.
Carly, Carly doesn't even know I did those, so this will be a surprise. But can you see those?
I can, oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Okay, notice the number of queen pictures here. I mean, look at you in this chair and with your guitar. Hello, and your beautiful earrings. You always have like um this turquoise and what yeah, what a beautiful event to be on The Voice. So we had the party at our house when it
Yeah,
finally aired. And so that's why there's this "Don't be gnarly, vote for Carly." Do you want to talk about Jeff Goldblum? Because I'm going to hashtag him and make this happen.
yeah. He hasn't responded as of yet,
Okay.
but we're getting to him.
Yeah.
I cross my fingers.
Hmm. Yeah. So I put the pendulum there. That wasn't the pendulum you actually used on the show, but I'll get out a screen share. Do you want to talk about that, or because you did get quite a bit of press after that?
I did. Some people were confused about what I was doing. They were like thinking that I was doing witchcraft or like, people were like burn the witch and saying I was satanic and I was like, wow guys. So this is actually it's a petrified wood pendulum.
Hmm.
If the lighting is good enough for that. But anyway, I use this to determine my coach, and basically, I have an NDA, so I have to think of how I can say things. Um, when I was being asked questions that they like kind of decide how they're going to present me, you know, this is my practice and in everyday life. This is just how I am and who I am. And I think that the producers thought it would be a really beautiful display of my energy in like a lighthearted way to introduce that to audiences that had not experienced people like that before. And so I was really glad that I was allowed to use my pendulum on stage. There were a lot of things I was allowed to do that I haven't seen on the show. Like,
Hmm.
um, it's a mainstream music show, and my blind audition song was a blues song.
Yeah.
And I was like, they let me do blues on The Voice. And not only in that, but in my interview that's aired in my episode, they gave me a really nice long segment too. And they let me advocate for the blues as the root of all American contemporary music, explaining that without blues, you don't have jazz, and you don't have rock and roll, and you don't have soul. Um, and I was like, wow, they aired that whole interview.
Yeah.
And so this was just another extension of me, who I am. Um, what I wished they would have done was also explain a little bit about my heritage so
Mm.
people understood where I was coming from. Obviously, like lots of mystics and, spiritual people practice like the use of herbs and crystals and whatnot. So that's not directly related to Native American culture, but um, when you come from a culture of people who believe that you honor your ancestors as if they are living amongst you. And as you know, they really are like,
Oh yeah, I met all of them, like a whole
right?
football team.
You're like, here I am. And I'm like, ooh, when I carry my dreams, I'm like carrying their dreams too, is how I feel. And I think when you come from a culture like that, where you respect and honor the earth you live on, and therefore anything the earth produces, that's for our benefit. And we give to the earth gives to us.
Mhm.
And I think that might have made helped people understand my relationship with elements of the earth. But anyway, I'm just glad I got to do it. And so I used it to pick my coach, and it, picked a coach for me. And, later on I did like a little video just explaining that this petrified wood has energy, I have energy, and it's like almost like completely still. Um and once I ask a question or something, and I'm allowing myself to be a conduit of energy. So my frequency aligns with this frequency, and then, it shows you what your higher self already knows. This is just like the validation.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, your higher self already knows. But um, if you want to call it witchcraft, like, fine. I'm really not offended. Like, because witches were like so knowledgeable and understood and respected the elements of the earth. They were healers, they were teachers, and they were not locked into some binary of like what self care, self love, medicine
Hmm.
should look like. So if that's what you want to call me, that's exactly what I am. That's what I'm doing. Uh,
I'm so glad that this is starting to be normalized, and people do have to be a bit courageous. Like, not everybody walks up on stage, and I think the judges look like they were almost a little scared. Like, are you going to put a curse on me? It's like, well, no. If
yeah,
you really know what all of this is, it is the most harmless, filled with love kind of experience because the intention you're putting in there is love, right? You're just asking for help from higher sources that all they are love, and then it comes back as love. Like, I think there's this weird connotation that we're just like that there's oogies everywhere and we're gonna put the oogies on people. And once you're in this space, you're like, I've never seen an oogie once. Everyone is like blasting you with love, unconditional love.
yeah.
And it's like, I am not afraid. I think this is gonna start to get more and more normalized, right? Because
So
the country is going to be confronted with some major new things this year, like with disclosure. They're already talking about it in the news and things like that. So, yeah, y'all, it's time to get talking about how we're not alone and we don't have to be freaked out anymore
yeah.
because it's all benevolent. Uh, so anyway, thank you for being brave and getting out on that stage and doing that, even though, and you were kind of surprised by the answer, right? I remember you were like, oh.
Yeah, you know, so I'm a blues singer, blues and jazz, and my music is very blues, jazz, funk, fusion based. And I thought, so Michael Bublé is a jazz singer. Obviously, that's the obvious answer. But when I came out there and I saw Reba in her turquoise,
I know.
really my favorite color, um, I was like, oh man, and I don't know, I grew up listening to Reba and I had a very different nostalgic relationship with her
Yeah,
and
yeah,
music. And so when it swung like really strongly, I was expecting it to be like, yes for Michael, yes for Reba, we'll just see.
yeah. Hmm.
And you like I have to make my choice, but it swung really strongly yes for Michael and really strongly no for Reba. And my reaction was like, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
um,
The universe always sets us up for some kind of lesson, right? And sometimes sometimes they're like, wow, I really need to work on this. Or other times it's like, oh. So in that case, I don't know what you think your lesson was, but are we even allowed to talk about this stuff? Or you have so many.
yeah, we're allowed to talk about it to an extent. And I appreciate the platform of the show, but I had a very interesting experience.
Uh-huh.
And without breaking my NDA, I think I can speak about it. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, my experience as a spiritual person on the show was that I'm clairsentient and
Hmm.
I'm clairaudient, and
So for the lay people, that would be you just know, right? Is that like just a knowing and a hearing?
yes,
Okay.
sometimes, especially the clairaudience comes as like I call them black dreams. So I have a dream where everything is completely dark, and I hear some event that might happen in the future. And right now,
Yeah.
because I'm I'm like, oh, I'm a singer. I'm not like a mystic. I'm not a healer. and and the ancestors and the universe are like, excuse me.
Yeah. Hello. Pay attention.
Yes. And so there are things I kind of like tune out. So what I'll say is right now it's almost like it's not in my control. I can't call it in. It's like involuntary. The same thing like I wouldn't call myself a medium. I would say I'm a channel. So like sometimes if I'm speaking to you and either there is a spirit guide or an ancestor of yours who wants to get you a message maybe you are
Yeah.
tuned out to, if I'm on their frequency, they're like, hello. And I'm like, no, no, I have enough thoughts in my own head.
I know
And
people are
they keep going until I get like a splitting headache right at like my
yeah.
pineal gland. And I'm like, oh, who is it? And what do you want?
Yeah.
But so a lot of this still is like developing its ability to for me to just call onto it. But with that said, what that meant was I was going through the process of being on a TV show where I understood some things, but I still had to show up um doing my best because whatever I do on the show, I want to be proud of what I did. And I think that in my spiritual practice, like every day while I was on the show, like one, I was kind of keeping to myself a little bit. There were a few other like spiritual women on in the cast for that season, and I kind of like connected with them, but mainly I was like by myself with my crystals, meditating, just trying to like stay grounded and on a
Yeah.
specific, frequency of receiving because I work really hard. I
Hmm.
work so hard. And I think when you do it the right way, you're not cutting corners. It's a long journey. And so sometimes we want that instant gratification. Like, I want the awards, I want the recognition because not for fame, but the more of that I have, the bigger the platform I have to give the gift of like elevating, elevating the collective and us being able to have that be reciprocal for what I pour in to give back to me. And so I felt like in my spiritual practice, I was so like diligent. And so when things happened the way they did, I was so devastated. But I already knew. I just experiencing it just
Yeah.
really did not feel good.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's and also because you can't really talk to people about it, right? You had to hold this and just carry it. And even at the party, like we're celebrating you, we're screaming, we're jumping all around you, and you know the outcome, and you didn't say a thing. I have to say, hello, the voice people, she did not say a goddamn thing. We stood outside for like an hour because it was like a full moon, you remember, and we had brought moon water out, and the moon was like super intense that night. And we were just chatting. I was checking how you're doing. And am I freezing?
A little bit,
Okay.
but also
Um,
with a weird glitch that I've never seen before.
oh, this has been happening lately where I think our energy is synchronizing and we're going to blow the computer system up.
Yeah, so you like blinked out and there was this like little light that flashed, and I was like,
Yeah. So anyway, I know that was part of it is you're just holding it all inside of you. And we're all like, "Wah!" Rolling around, just so excited for you and you knew everything. So gosh, that's hard. So I mean, do you find your music grounds you? Because I feel like you're channeling while you're just singing or
you know, um, sometimes when I feel sad or discouraged, I run away from the very thing that grounds and connects me.
oh yeah,
It's like
that's
I do
so
this for a living, but also I have all these other like things. Like I'm not just a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm a musician. I'm a band leader. I'm a producer. Um,
yeah.
I'm a conduit. I'm a firekeeper. I channel source when I perform, and it's almost like I will if I'm upset with source because things haven't gone my way,
Right.
I disconnect from it. And so if I'm singing by myself, sometimes in that frequency, I'm so disconnected. But when I'm really, really grounded and connected, oh man, I think that's honestly how native scat came to
Yeah.
me. It kind of just it was conjured through me because it was during COVID. I'd actually been doing it in little tiny touches. I want
Mhm.
to say over the past, like since 2013, there were like these things where I would like sing and I would like improvise and it would be very chanty. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And then there was a song I wrote with a producer in Italy called You and Me, We Are One. And it wasn't blues. His whole project is very like chill out EDM and like commercial pop music. But this song I thought was really important. It was the message of like understanding we are all connected. So what we do to other people, we do to ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's a mirror. And I had done this like vocal chant thing, and he was like, um, I love what you did, Carly, but and we were like recording remotely. Um, and he was like, but he's like, every time you sang it, the sound clipped and I can't fix it. It is like maxing out the sound. And I was like, it's not even that loud. And I was like, you need to include this in the song.
Yep.
And he was like, I can find some sample of other native vocal chants, but I just can't use the one you used. But when I performed the song live, I started doing it. And this wasn't called native scat yet. This was just me conjuring a tone of like expression. There were no words could express what it felt, but it was like, it was pain, it was gratitude, it was almost like a vortex of space that held so many meanings.
Hmm.
Um, and so, flash into 2020, I'm by myself. I write this song called Human 2. And after I wrote the song, I decided that I was just going to get grounded and do some prayer songs just so that I could like reconnect because things were really, really heavy. Like, we were in this crazy experience that we'd never had before. I was isolated, I was newly divorced.
Hmm.
Um, and you're just scared and there's chaos. And I was like, I need something to bring me peace. And there was so much also social injustice at the time. So I start getting grounded and I start singing some prayer songs and there's some vocal bowls involved. And I had my hand drum and then I started like doing a jazz scat in between
Hmm.
like native vocal bowls. And I was like, that's not part of the song. And it just like came through me. And again, it was like this is not translatable language, but this is all the like amalgam of all of the things that are felt and all the things that you don't have the vocabulary in your language to express. This is the opportunity to express it. That's kind of like what it is, what it feels like.
Do you think there's copyright on that, or am I allowed to play it right now? Like, I
um
don't know what the
I,
YouTube
I'm the
rules are.
copyright holder, so
I know, I figured, but would they yell at me? Sometimes the algorithm is like, eh.
um
But I have it here. I have your album on Bandcamp,
yeah,
so
you could
people.
play it.
Okay, let me change the audio so that people can hear it. Okay. Can you hear it? See, I'm already in sync phase. See, I just play that over and over before I do mediumship or channeling or anything.
Wow.
Oh, I love it so much. I mean, yeah, it's impossible to not have an emotional reaction to that unless you're like made of wood or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, even I like I hate listening to myself sing, but when native scat is on, it really is so grounding. And it's it was really a it was a beautiful challenge to capture that in the studio
Mhm.
because the guitarist is also native, but the percussionist and the bass player were not. And also, um, none of them are blues players. The
Oh, oh,
guitarist, he understands different styles of music, and he's a fantastic musician. His name is Walking Eagle, but I wouldn't call him a blues musician. So it was me being like, I want you to play the dirtiest Delta style blues you possibly can,
mhm.
because these melodies, that's where the blues was born.
Yep.
I had to like explaining it to him that way so that they all could get into a spiritual place to recreate it. And once we got it, it was like just there. And I'm so happy with that because I think sometimes you can perfect the soul out of something.
Hmm.
You're recording, it's like, oh, let's
Yeah.
record it again, let's record it again. And then it's too perfect, or like
Yeah.
it lost its, So once I got them playing what I wanted them to, I knew it had to be live. I
Hmm.
couldn't just record parts over and over again. I really had to have them understand what I wanted them to do, the environment I wanted them to create. And then I think we only did 3 takes, but they were all live takes of me connecting with them and really still being in the grounded space
Hmm.
to do it.
Yeah, it worked. I feel it every time. And when I've seen you live, it's like, oh, just okay. So we've never talked about this, but the last time we saw each other, I think in person was aside from your party was last October when I did the reading for you when your ancestors
It's
were here.
International Day, right?
Yeah, so let's lead up to that because I also want to talk about astral projection. So much woo-woo stuff
So
here,
insane.
Carly. Let's calm down. Okay, Deanna, calm down. She's here. Okay. So we met maybe a couple years ago. So let's shout out to Dave Keller, right? Our dear friend Dave Keller,
Hi,
Katie Sterling, love you. He's also a blues musician here in Vermont. We've been to like,
BMA this year.
let's say it again so we can give him props.
It's BMA this year, Best Soul Blues Album.
Yes, he
We're
is.
on one of those.
We love him. He played at our wedding. We're obsessed with Dave. So that is how I met you. Somehow you were at Dave's for a show, or you come up for Indigenous Peoples Day, something like that.
Yeah, and I think we had a show and it was canceled, and so Dave decided to have a house party,
Oh,
and
yes.
you and Phil came to the house party.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we fell in love. Like, when you and I met, it was one of those things like, oh, hey, sister, like, so,
yeah,
like, we've had lifetimes before, right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and that was before I was even woo-woo, right? Because
yes,
I've only done my awakening like a year ago since, and this was before that. But I was like, huh, Carly,
yeah.
can we go talk in a corner for 4 hours? You know?
I feel like it's been like what, like, because I think my first time up to Vermont was before COVID, so it was like 6 or 7 years ago, which doesn't even feel like that. Like,
Oh
isn't
my
that
God,
crazy?
that's
That's insane.
crazy.
Um, but yeah, I remember seeing you in a corner with like, and you and Phil weren't married yet,
Oh, okay.
and I just saw your face, and I was like, I know that person.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a
kept staring at you, and I was like, I hope she doesn't think I'm a weirdo. Like,
I was thinking the same thing. Like, okay, she's a celebrity. Don't look directly at her, don't feel like you're a weirdo. Um, but no, we had like wonderful conversations in the little bits of time that you were here in Vermont. And then the one in October, I had just started trance channeling for people. So mean,
Mm.
um, the entity actually comes into me and I speak as the entity. And I didn't have my light language yet, which I am now realizing, Carly, I got my light language after you and I had our thing. I have a feeling your ancestors just like implanted it in me because it came out soon after.
Wow.
I didn't have anything else going on. Um, but anyway, I don't remember a lot of what I shared with you, but I do remember the freaking football team of spirits coming around. Like when I do mediumship, sometimes people come early and I was like, "Oh, it's going to be a grandma day," or "Oh, there's Uncle Jim." But for you, I was like, "Could there be more people here? And why are you so early?" It was like 3 days early, and the one chieftain looking man with the bear over his head was just staring at me like we're just waiting for
Mhm.
you to meet with Carly. And I was like, Carly, we have to do this. They are not leaving me alone. So, okay, now to you. What is your experience with this spirit team? Maybe also, I can't remember what we talked about that night, but your beautiful team is always with you, it seems like.
Yeah, they delivered a message through you, which is something I had already known. I just wanted to tune it out and not listen to them. And they love it when another medium, mystic, spiritual
Yeah,
person comes by because they're like, yoo-hoo, hello, because
right.
Carly tuned us out.
Yeah,
And we have messages for her,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And so usually I'm in a lot of interaction with my grandmother. And so I was surprised she didn't come through with you. And that's because I'd just been through like a really big thing and I kind of was upset with her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think sometimes it's irrational, but I was sad. I was like, I did everything right. I
Mm.
did everything right. And I have all these closed doors. So obviously an opportunity like this, it should have been my open door. Why wasn't this my open door? And I
Mm-hmm.
did everything right. And I'm like, you interfered. Like, you
You're fighting with spirit.
know. And my grandmother's like, you're a brat. And so I feel like we must have had some like tense energy, but this is what I mean. Like it is like they are with me. I If I talk to you about my grandmother, you're like, oh, when was the last time you saw your grandma? And I'm like, she's not alive.
Yeah,
I mean, she's alive
he's
with
there.
me
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
within me.
Yeah.
Um, but there was another occasion where I felt like she was like, you are complaining because you're asking for like two cookies. And what's in store for you is a whole pack of cookies, and you're acting like a 2-year-old with a tantrum. She doesn't manage my disappointment
Oh,
very well. And she was like a Pisces on the cusp of Aries. So
what was that little eye roll there? Uh-oh.
it's just like sometimes like the Aries energy, it's like you should just get over it. It'll be fine. And I'm like, I'm not broken. So anyway, my grandmother and I have this very interesting mother-daughter headbutting
Yeah,
thing. I
yeah, yeah.
think we I think this other person whose name I forget, which makes me really sad. Um, but he came through because I think if my grandmother came through, I wasn't going to receive the message. I was going to be like, ugh. I was like, here she is saying all these things, and I like,
Yeah.
and so it was very, very impactful. But also, I was like, well, where is she? I almost felt like, have I been? Sorry, I'm a little bit emotional. Um, ooh. I almost felt like I'm so upset with all of you, and I did everything right, and this didn't change anything for my life or my career, and I'm upset with all of you because I felt like you led me down this path and you could have just let me know ahead of time. And once I did know, I had to manage all of it by being present there and singing in front of all these people. If I had known ahead of time, I would have even done it.
Oh, that's
And
hard, Carly.
yeah, and I had been so mad and kind of holding on to that, and I hadn't There was no spiritual practice. There was no meditation. There was no anything. I just stopped. I was just, and I thought, have I been such a brat that my grandmother has like left me alone? I was kind of feeling that while we were together. I was like, this new dude is cool, and I know he's always there. But my grandmother is the matriarch, and normally she is pushing people out of the way to be heard. Like when there's a medium or a channel around, my grandmother is like, "Excuse me, I'm the leader," and she wasn't there, and I was like, "Wow, I've done it. I've pushed her away. Like she has left me." Because I've been such a brat. But again, I do believe that I wouldn't have received the message with grace um, if it was her. But I think it's just too close, you know. But yeah, anyway, it really set me on a path to where I am now. Like, I really need to, um, I, you know, it's hard in the society we live in where like there are injustices. We can say match the frequency and it'll land into your lap. Most times that's true if you really, really are aligned and tuned into that frequency. But there are real experiences for Black and Brown people that I do show up 10 times and still and have what I present in excellence compared to something where somebody hasn't doesn't have to put in the same effort, and that can be oof.
Yeah,
Huh?
I can feel your exhaustion.
Yeah, it's exhausting, and it's like, well, the more you are trying to like push down these doors and knock down this door and build that train, and they said you can't get on their train, and it's almost like I'm unintentionally causing my own suffering because those institutions don't know how to hold me yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ahead of my time, and I didn't understand that. And I know I did, but I didn't. You need something disconnected or something outside of you. It's almost like when your mom keeps telling you something and then someone else says it and you're like, mom, I discovered blah blah blah, and you're like, and she's like, I've been saying this all along. It's like that, and you were that additional entity I needed. You, the vessel you were, allowing my Bear Clan elder um to speak to me, for me to really receive it. Like, I'm doing what I'm meant to do and they cannot hold me, and that is going to be a difficult process, but there are other things that are falling into my lap, like everything with these lectures that I'm doing. They're just, people are calling me for them. Like, I am not knocking down doors to get to a lecture. There are people saying, I loved your lecture, Carly. I'd love you to do it at this school. I loved your lecture, Carly. Can you do it at this school? I have like 3 more lectures planned for this year that I have not chased after. And I get to perform. I get to share my heritage. I get to be a storyteller and an educator all in one when I do that. And I don't think I could have gotten there without you. I would have been probably still very hurt and sad and tuning out messages. Honestly.
I know how hard this has been for you. I'm so glad that we could, because you had to keep so much of it in. I'm glad that eventually at least we could talk on the spiritual level and kind of have some healing there. When you're just talking, I got a hit, on Tetris, how you try and get them in the exact spot. So to me, the voice, it's weird though. It's like trying to get a round one in a square peg. And so it was like right there, like on paper, it all should go in, but it just doesn't. And when you were talking about doing the teaching, it was that extra long Tetris piece that, really satisfying, went all the way to the bottom. And
Yeah.
then you got a whole bunch of points. It just feels like the alignment wise and what it's giving back to you is a totally different vibration.
Mhm.
I could see you even when you talk about it, it's totally different. I hope that that keeps giving you life. Now, your grandmother did barge in here, and I'm looking at her, and she is very annoyed. So, she looks like she's covered in blankets, like very colorful blankets, but there's this huge bonfire behind her. And she is like, you tell her how much I love her, like aggressive. And she's got her arms crossed, and she's just like, hey, you know, I love you. Get it together. She's got, yeah, she's definitely like tough love.
Yeah.
Um, but I can feel her love, and she's alone. Normally the tribe is there. I mean, maybe they're behind the fire, but the fire's so big I can't freaking see anybody. Um, yeah, but okay, I'm getting the full grandma energy here, and she is fierce.
Welcome to the family, Sandra.
Like, don't hurt me, grandma.
Oh no.
Um, so thank you. I honor you for being here, and I will pass any messages you want on to Carly, even though I'm sure you talk to Carly all the time. I mean, I tell my spirit to just go F off so many times. They're like, rest. You're supposed to rest. What are you doing? Rest. I'm like, I'm freaking busy. Like, just leave me alone for a minute. I'm
Okay, wait.
working.
Can you? Okay, I haven't been listening. Can you ask my grandmother, Bertha Carey, Carly? Can you ask her how she feels about the person I'm seeing right now?
Okay. She is
Ooh.
saying that there needs to be an awareness of patterns, that there are old patterns, and that this might fall into that category. So just be careful that some of the early signs aren't clear yet. Um, there needs to be some protections in place.
Yeah,
She wants you to be protecting your heart.
yeah, yeah.
She's like, you forget that you are made of fire. She's like, the queen made of fire never needs to kneel. Oof. Oof.
Oh, I need to write that down, Grandma.
Yeah. Oh, grandma just mic dropped for you. Yikes.
Lucy is dropping bars. Wow. The queen made of fire
Never needs to kneel.
never needs to kneel.
I mean, they seem to be they show us patterns. This is not your grandma, but they show us patterns that they keep coming back because we haven't figured it out yet, right?
Yeah,
Maybe this is the opportunity to just close whatever this pattern is for you and then just walk away made of fire and be like that aligned, free from that old pattern will lead you. Um, she still looking at me with an angry face though, with her arms crossed. So I'm like, is that okay that I just said that? Like, are you okay? She's Yeah, she's okay. She did one nod, so I'm okay. All right. She's.
she's
I've
so
had some,
sassy. I'm
I've had
telling you.
some powerful Egyptian goddesses, and she really rivals them. I'd like to see them go head to head here about who is bringing more divine feminine power. I think she's right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oyewado, Lucy.
yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to share with Carly? She just keeps saying she forgets who she is, meaning you forget who you are. You forget the power behind you, the power of the mountains, the water, the sky, the animals, and all of your ancestors. We have put all of the love from the collective of us into you. If you forget or feel that we are not there, you are forgetting yourself. Oh, oh, okay. Easy
So
there.
intense.
Easy there with the heavy philosophical bombs here. Oh, Grandma.
You see how I am, why I'm the way I am? Someone gets like,
Boy,
talk about the weather. And I'm like, let's get in deep. Like,
oh, she's not casual. No, we're not talking about small things here.
no. Well, that's important. And we don't need to talk about it on the recording, but maybe later. But I feel like I thought I was not repeating some things. And I'm aware that this person is here to teach me lessons. I'm growing from knowing this person. And I appreciate that. But there have been some interactions where I'm like, I actually just should be able to walk away from this. Um, and
I'm sorry, I keep looking at your game to see if she's doing anything, but go on, go on.
well, yeah, especially there were some things this morning and yesterday where I'm like,
Oh, hey, you just did the stink face for a different reason. So you know inside yourself that you're like, nope.
yeah, and I think I between today and yesterday, it really like, and I was like, man, I thought I was doing something different. But again, I'm aware that I'm growing and learning. This is for me,
Mhm.
and if if I hope he is not hurt in the process of that because I don't want people to be hurt on my account. But I think that I'm aware that my connection with him is for me to um, grow from it and to witness myself grow from it. So,
Okay, Carly, I just saw you run up to the top of this mountain. It looks like it's made of sand. It's like it looks like you're in a mountain, but also there's a desert, and you are covered in fire, like, but it doesn't hurt you because, but I can still see you and you're very regally dressed and you are running and the fire is coming off of you. And then you slam this staff into the ground and this huge energy ball comes off of you and you stand up even taller. So, okay. I mean, go for it. Like, wow. Um, I don't know if your grandmother is showing me this or I'm getting this from your higher self or something,
mhm.
but I think, oh, she's saying, yeah, this is the remembrance. This is who you are. Act accordingly. Oh, oh, that came out of nowhere.
Man,
Act accordingly.
we
Oh,
did a TV show with my grandma. I mean, this is her like second coming.
act
We could just
accordingly.
have a TV show with all of her like funny, like
Jeez.
act
That's
accordingly.
um,
Okay.
holy moly.
I needed that. Thank you, Grandma. Doyuwado Risi. I needed
Oh yeah, she needs you to know that she is right there. She never went away. It does seem like they made the choice to send the bear guy that day because you're right that the messages they were trying to share them and it just, when it comes from the same person that you've said no to a bunch of times, it just wasn't landing.
Mhm.
But I mean, we all do that, right? I talk to my guides and just like I said, I'm like, ah.
They're
And
like,
then
don't you know I'm busy? Don't you tell me to
yeah.
rest?
And then somebody else is like, there's a blue lady behind her and she's got her, and I'm like, what's she saying? Like, don't forget that, blah, 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 that you're loved. Like, it's always from love, but they're pretty like, put your boots on, let's go. They stand up. We're not going to do it for you. You can do
Yeah.
it. We're right here. Let's go.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Uh-oh, what's she saying?
Yeah. Well, and so yeah, then my light language came out after that, and there is a lot of it to me sounds like a mix of Native American and like Japanese, actually.
Mm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I remember you had it was there, but it was limited. There was some language you spoke before you um like, I don't know, translated or like something,
Yeah.
and then it was afterwards. And I've, you know, because I'm not in control yet, or I'm like not as dialed in as you as far as this part of my gift, but I did channel my grandmother for my mom one day. My mom is
Oh,
very cut off because I think sometimes institutional religion can make us feel like if I open myself up here, then I'm doing something wrong or bad. And um, my grandmother had a message for my mom, and it wasn't like something I could translate. So she just came
wow.
to me, and I remember I was, which I don't typically do, but I held my mom like she was my child. We
Mm,
were like dancing, and I just said words. I don't remember what I said, but
yeah.
came to, my mom was just weeping.
Oh,
And I was like, I don't know what I said. And she just kind of wanted to keep the moment to herself tender. So she didn't share with me what was said. And I was like, okay, well, I don't remember. I don't always remember what, what happened. So
but
to
what a,
validation that like,
yeah.
so this is a real actual experience. Anybody who's like, I don't believe in that stuff, I'm like, you don't have to believe in it for it to be happening and real.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and how beautifully reassuring it is, because I talk to my dad whenever I want, and he's on the other side. It's so, and I know that when we go, it's going to be spectacularly beautiful. We're
Yeah.
not scared, but we're not meant to leave because we still have our lessons and we still have our things that we're meant to do here. Because Earth School is hard, and we're supposed to kind of fumble around and have a hard time and then figure things out or not, right? You
Yeah.
Some people don't. They pass and it's like, well, just like when they yell at us, got to
Hmm.
do it again. Here's the pattern again. Figure it out. That can happen across lifetimes too.
Indeed. Indeed.
So, do you want to share about your astral projection? Because you got a whole other life, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
It's actually also becoming apparent to me that I might have a third consciousness that is like, I'm like, I might have thought that it was just that one place, but
Oh,
there might be two separate places.
because in the first one, you're a male, right? Like you think you're
I
male?
have masculine energy.
Yeah.
I don't really always see my, so first let me preface and say that I started experiencing astral projection when I was about 8 years old.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, all of my dreams happen in this
Oh,
setting,
yeah.
like on the
Yeah.
movie set. And like, that's where the school is, and that's the library. And we drive
Hmm.
on these streets, and this is what riding the bus is like.
Hmm.
Um, and it was like, I could count on it. Like, I know where I'm going. And I grew up in this place. So it's, I want to say, like, it doesn't look modern, but tech, they have access to technology that we don't have in the United States, I'll say.
Hmm.
Um, probably like a city um, like the capital of Nigeria or like Seoul, Korea, they might have access to this type of technology,
Hmm.
but or this is like a totally different dimension,
Hmm.
in a different galaxy or universe. But so it doesn't look dated to me, and it doesn't look, it looks like life though, and it feels like neutral. I don't feel like scared or it's just where things were happening. And then as I became an adult, like I would say in my college years, I started working. Like I was working, and I don't really remember all of the details like when I wake up in this consciousness, and I usually experience it more vividly when I'm sleeping.
Hmm.
Um, but I have been without, I don't know if I'm allowed to when grown-ups do some things that might alter their state of mind. I have stared across a room and been like, oh, I'm not supposed to be over there. Like,
Yeah, got
and
it.
so there's two consciousnesses in my brain, and I'm like, wait, I'm here, but I can clearly see this other place. So I have been awake and acknowledged my presence in both places before. But normally when I'm sleeping, we release a lot of DMT and we can really like, so when I sleep, I'm very much asleep. But anyway, I started working around the time I was like college age, and we would like, we're always like searching through things or searching for people. I smoke over there like a chimney, like I smoke. And I've attempted to stop smoking multiple times. But it's to the point where I keep a cinnamon stick in my car. And when I feel stressed and I want to take a deep breath, because I'm a singer here, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
smoke.
yeah.
I I pull on this cinnamon stick, and it is so satisfactory. Like I'm like, but yeah. So yeah, anyway, I have some sort of job. I think I'm like a detective, and I also travel a lot. Like like travel like for work. So and here's one of the ways they have technology that we don't have, or they have different systems that are more efficient. So if you live in a major city, it's very transient. So let's say, for example, to keep it like familiar for people, let's say I wanted to go somewhere as close as Boston or New York, and I wanted to fly.
Mm-hmm.
In my neighborhood, there is a transit center, and I simply ride a bus that goes directly to my plane. So I get the 868 bus or the 254 bus, and I know which destination I'm going to. So instead of like going through some like airport and like walking through, you get on the bus, it takes you directly to your plane. You swipe a card which has your ticket information uh, downloaded onto it. So you swipe the card, and they take your bags under the plane, and then you ride up an escalator which has like a detector and like the whole like x-ray thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you, I don't even think they do, at least it doesn't feel like they do. It's like way less cray cray. So
Yeah.
anyway, ride up the escalator up into the plane, you go through the detector just to make sure you're not carrying anything bad, and then you get on your seat, and that's, which I'm like, this is so much more efficient.
Yeah. Let's fast forward to this timeline already.
And so like I really love traveling there, but I travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also these like huge hills. Like you guys have a lot of hills in Vermont, because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm wondering like geographically where this could be, but I don't think it's anywhere here. But like they have highways when I'm driving. Oh yeah, I could drive over there before I could drive over here. I didn't get my driver's license until I was 30. But when
Oh, wow.
I'm projecting, I was driving, and I drive like a maniac. Like
You're just smoking.
yes, I speed in cars, and I'm such a tentative driver over here. I'm like, what's that person doing? You know, but yeah. So it's, so I'm so vastly different, like different in personality, but in purpose, not so different. But and I'll get to that. But so the highways are very interesting because you can be driving up a highway and sometimes there's random like traffic lights. So if you're on a highway and you're on a hill, it feels like you could go straight back. So you're on such steep incline, and I'm like, why is the traffic light like right here?
Mm-hmm.
Or like falls back, but it just feels weird to me. I'm like, this is a very odd feeling to like be going up a highway that's this steep. But I want to say about 3 years ago, my company had some sort of award show or gala, and whoever was supposed to sing at this gala got sick. And someone comes to me and they're like, well, we don't have a singer, so we need you to sing. And I was like, I'm not a singer.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know what you want me to do, but like, is there somebody else who can do it? Like, why are you approaching me about
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah,
And they were like, no, please do it. Like, we need you to do it. And I'm like, okay. So I get up and I start singing and I surprise my own self and
yeah.
everyone in the room. And like that moment, and I remember it, it's so odd. Like I know it was 3 years ago. And in that moment, it was almost like my consciousness woke up, even though my body didn't wake up. So
Yep.
whoa, I was like, I can sing over there.
Yeah.
At the moment that that happened, I was also processing it in my mind while I'm there. So like higher me, other conscious me is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
huh? And I'm also like, what? And everybody's like, oh. And I was like, oh, I didn't know I could sing. And so now over there, I still have my day job as some sort of detective or like that travels a lot for work. Um, but also I have like a little band and I sing in a speakeasy and
So funny.
like little bars and stuff. So I'm like my timelines or my
A little convergence there.
yes. And yeah, I'm like, oh well I'm singing and doing stuff and actually making something of it. Like sometimes I'm like doing karaoke, so it's just not as I want to say it's not as intense of a career as I have here, but it's almost like I'm understanding my purpose gradually. And now this other experience has come about. And at first I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like that other dimension, but it's not. And it's a place where I'm like, I'm always like shopping. There's like stores I like to go
I
to.
have one that I go to too that's in a mall.
Yes.
Maybe, okay. And sometimes I just like shoplift. Like somehow in this mall, I can just take stuff. Maybe that's just a dream, but that's so funny because I consistently go back there.
No, I think you're going there. Like, so, and in that dimension, like, I don't know what to call that. Let's call it Carlasia, for lack of a better word. That world is Carlasia. I'm a detective. I just started singing. I grew up there, watched myself grow up there. Um, and I have all these like landmarks that I recognize. Like I could tell you how to get to the library. The library has glass stairs, and the library used to be a school. So if you go into the attic of the library, you can see all these like old locker looking things.
Mm-hmm.
And in the big transit center, there are stores, and I have a figurine store that I really like to go into at that
Oh,
store. But in this new place, there's like it's a hotel, but it has a coliseum. It's a hotel or that's where I live. Like I've got some fancy living going on. And so it's like it's like everyone's balcony or something is in this rotunda. And the big hotel is connected to a mall that I keep going shopping in. And there's like,
what is that?
there's a store that's kind of like Target. It's like Target and a grocery store and a makeup store. It has like everything in it you could want. And I'm always getting pillows there, like new pillows.
Of course.
It's very odd, but I live a very fancy life and I live in this hotel slash building rotunda like and I have money like like so I'm like I don't think that's not the same place and I think I just became aware of that like maybe um a couple of months ago. I was like, oh, this is not the same. This is not the same consciousness.
Well, if the singing converged, maybe the money and the fancy planes could converge at some point too. Come on, guys, make that happen. Grandma, are
Please
you
do.
still listening? Pull some strings. Pull some strings.
Welcoming that. Yes.
Well, Carvey, I literally could talk to you all day. I bet, if people see this and they want more, we should just do it again. But shall we pull some cards? Shall we pull some cards? Okay,
Yes.
so I've got this one and the Priestess Oracle. I think I'm going to pull one from both. And what kind do you have there? So this is Rebecca Campbell.
I have one from Andreas Ingracia.
Okay. Ooh, I love that raven there.
Yes, because my grandmother appears to me as a crow or a raven, and
Mm.
also to my middle sister, who also is an astral projector.
Oh,
And so she's like, I've always felt this inclination to ravens and crows, so I got this, thinking of her. And then I also have the light seers because just it's a wonderful deck. It's so
oh my
beautiful.
God.
The illustrations are beautiful
Yeah,
and
I love that deck too.
yeah.
So pretty. And this the Priestess Oracle has all these light codes on it, and it's got this very pretty like gold um what do you call it? Leafing or whatever
Yeah.
on the sides. All right. So what's your method? I like to knock on it 3 times and then let it fly out. Is that what
Yeah.
you do or okay.
I so that's interesting. Three for you. I do about three, like one, two, three,
Oh, okay.
and kind of like it's like all the energies, entities can dissipate from it.
Yeah.
Reward.
And I just say thank you for giving a message for the best and highest good for this conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right, these ladies aren't flying out, so I'm gonna just pick one here. I'm gonna. Ooh, these are interesting cards. I'm wondering what you're getting over there. They're kind of like, uh, what did you get on what? Do you have one?
Oh, okay. Well, two flew out, and I don't normally take ones that fly out, but you said this didn't fly out. Um, I have the world
Oh yeah, nice.
and the King of Wands.
Ooh, tell me about that king.
Okay. This king is strategic. And he's got like direction, and he's the most, what do you call it? Um, the kings are like the most developed or mature in the uh, suit of
Okay.
wands.
Uh-huh.
So, whereas if you get like a page of wands, for example, that's kind of like you have your budding ideology of your strategy, like you're going in the right direction. This is like a fully realized strategy. You've mastered your direction.
Okay, and he is holding fire, and there's a lion, and I have to say that the lioness has been coming in hard from this priestess oracle here, and
Really?
Sekhmet, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and fire, you're a fire keeper. Is he single, that guy? He looks hot. Okay.
He is hot. He needs to replace this person I'm dating.
Okay, okay. Let's just make sure he doesn't watch his YouTube, all right? Or maybe make him watch it. I don't know. Which either way.
He won't see it.
Okay. Um, all right. So what is your gut on what that means for you though, the king one?
Um, I'm gonna open up my book because I think sometimes the intention of the illustrator or the creator of the cards also like um has like its own little like nuance. Um, ooh, an entrepreneurial spirit, a natural born leader, ideas that can be ultra successful, a creative visionary, timelessness, success, fire.
There you go.
I mean, all those things. It's like you've mastered, like we talked about, like, and yeah, it's not like I'm lecturing and I'm not performing. Like that's still part of what I do. It's just so aligned. And maybe the more I lecture, that is how I get the masses, not on a TV show, but through like me authentically being myself and having people experience me really in a not like
Yeah.
master, like puppet master type of
Right.
way.
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Well, this is funny because look at this first card. All it says is no.
No.
And I'm like, okay, calm down. So why is there like lightning and this giant looks like a pyramid with a big smoky thing? It says you're being called to either pause or say no. Saying yes to something that isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Hold out for a congruent, aligned 100% yes. So I don't know if this is talking about your dude or your lectures or both, but they're doubling down. And grandma, they should just put your grandma like at the edge of the steps here with her arms crossed. You know,
And
no.
they everyone in my family says that I look just like her. Like, so what I can imagine is someone who looks like me but a little older being like very tough love and like
Oh, but she fiercely loves you like crazy, like more than anybody. That's
wow.
why she's on top of you.
Yeah,
Uh,
yes.
did you had a second card there or something?
I had the world, which is
Oh,
like
right.
completion, joy, wholeness, achievement, happy endings, abundance, success, new levels of consciousness. Okay.
Sure. 5D, why not?
Yes, literally traveling the world.
Wow.
Yeah. So those were my fly outs.
Nice.
But yeah,
I
I
got also Temple of Isis. So she's divine feminine remembrance, temple consciousness, a timeless portal of divine feminine power, mystical arts, and remembrance. Know this invitation is for you to remember the ancient codes, sacred truths, and divine connection you've always carried with you. Uh-huh. That also tracks.
yes, remember who you are. I feel
Yeah.
like it's like the Lion King, like he lives in you. He lives in me. I mean, it's yeah, I mean, that's the message. Like, uh, and I mean, I'm being read correctly. Like, I have moments where I just want things to streamline and then I forget who I am
Yeah.
because I want to be like everybody else.
Oh, oh God.
That feels
We
great.
already have enough of everybody else, Carly. We need the people who put on the sparkly pants and the turquoise earrings and get out there and belt it. I mean, ew, you don't want to be regular.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like I just got this instinctive like that is totally not who you are. Ew.
Ew,
Reject
you
it.
don't want to be
No.
regular. Oh my goodness.
No.
I love that so much.
Ew. Ugh.
I don't want to be regular. I think, yeah, I think when things aren't going the way I want them to, I'm like, well, I want to be like regular people who get what they want. And then, but in real life, like, yeah, someone said to me, they're like, you always have to be different, don't you? And I'm like, yeah. Like at my core, like my autonomy is paramount. Like I'm not a follower. I don't like fall in line and do what everybody else is doing. So I expect the results is insane. So
Well, especially now, the world is chaos, right? We have to anchor with like creativity, love, dancing, doing weird things. Like being your authentic self is a form of resistance. So, finding your tribe, like I found my soul family with you and these other women in the mediumship group. And I
yeah.
cannot tell you how empowering that is. And just like, we need each other. It's time for the collective. No more like, they're ostracized because they're weird. No, like they are the amazing like light showers that are we're gonna go on a new path and we need the weirdos to lead it. Like it's time to go.
Yes. Yeah.
No, the boring same is not what's working. It doesn't work. So goodbye. Trot in the weirdos. Hello.
You blinked out and flashed in with light again.
Oh no.
Recording is picking that up. It's actually very cool.
That is weird. What is going on? Well, okay, Carly, the love of my life, my dear sweet friend who I wish didn't live in DC. Um,
I'm gonna see
but
you right in
yes,
July, June.
in June. I'm gonna
Yes.
come on down. And what can you tell people about? I saw there's like an Etta James show coming up, or what are the fun things? You're gonna be in a pageant. Oh, Carly.
The James show was this past week and it was so good. And now there are new productions.
Oh, fun.
Um, but I'm doing a really cool show where I'm teaching, and actually today I go into DC County, DC public schools, and there's kids who want to learn blues and jazz. So I'm helping them learn how to improvise and
Oh,
teaching them a song of mine, and they're going to perform with me on April 18th.
oh, that's so.
And that's going to be at the DC Wharf, which is really cool. June 6th, I'm putting on an Amy Winehouse tribute show.
Ooh, fun. Well,
Yeah. And
cool.
there's a beauty pageant called Miss Full Figured. And because
Forget.
40 and up, it's Miss Exquisite Full Figured. Um, and this would be for the National Capital Region, so like basically the DMV. Um, and if I win that, then I go on to Miss Full Figured USA.
Look at you. I cannot wait to follow this. Go, Carly. And you're gonna nail the talent part. They're not gonna see that coming.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
it's like,
yeah.
oh, she can freaking sing. Like not just regular sing, like
These are
sing.
people I know from the modeling world. Oh yeah, I'm a petite plus model because
Look
yes.
at you,
But they're
Carly.
in a totally different world. Like so, like I'm gonna be like, yes, I'm a model, and then I'm gonna be like, ah, and blow them away with that. And I think you're gonna be in town the day of one of my lectures, so you'll get to see it too.
Yay.
Yeah,
Well, and you have the Whammy Awards coming out, right? Because you had
yeah.
got
I'm
is
nominated for 4.
oh, so can people vote for that still? It's WAMMIE, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So now these are just the winners. So all of the
Okay.
so the votes were to determine the finalists, and they
Oh,
have selected like industry professionals um who serve as a board, and they get to vote on the winners for this year. So we'll see. I'm up for best jazz song, best blues album, and best blues artist.
it you so deserve it so much. I'm like really grateful. Like, how did this like very awesome celebrity just kind of talk to me? I still am a little confused. I'm grateful that we have such a strong friendship. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you for being so honest here. I hope that people like see a different side of you and know that it's totally normal for all of this and
Mhm.
beautiful. And let's see, we'll see each other soon. And if hey, if people like us chatting, let's do it again because I could talk to you literally forever.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love to. And thank you so much for for everything, for your friendship, for being a vessel, for delivering messages I'm too stubborn to listen to, and
Oh.
putting up with my grandma.
All I feel, it's really just intense love, really. It's just a fierceness. Like she's kind of like, she wishes that you could see yourself the way that she sees you and everybody sees you. You know, they're kind of like, she'll remember, but we need to like hit her over the head with it 50 times.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, since I'm in my 40s, I'll start getting the message. You
Yeah,
know.
I didn't figure it out till last year, so you got time. You got
Yes.
time. All right, Carly. Well, we'll say goodbye for now, but love you so much, and we will see you very soon. Love you, darling.
Bye.
Bye.